Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So we have to talk briefly about the Charlotte Hornets, some of the things that's going on with that team. And one of the things that went viral recently was the team not appearing to be serious on the sideline when they were losing down 25 points at home to the New York Knicks. And Lamelo Ball, he's got his money now. So now, when you get paid that money, it comes a different expectation. And um, he appeared to be laughing with those guys. Ironically enough, Brandon Miller was seen sitting on the bench, and he didn't think anything was funny on this losing streak. So many people pointed that out. Um, and you just look at the culture of the team, right? You've seen other teams laughing down big in a regular season game. Some teams that maybe is in good playoff position, maybe just didn't have it that night. But overall, the culture is good. I think one of the reasons people are looking at the Hornets is because you think about what Miles Bridges went through, his domestic situation over the last year or so. You look at PJ Washington, this is more of his personal life, but having a child with Brittany Renner when she tells you exactly who she is on the internet, and then after that whole debacle, you go and you have another child with another IG adult entertainment type chick. That's a bit bizarre decision making off the floor. And also James Bouknight, you remember they found him unconscious in a parking lot holding a firearm. And you see these sorts of things come out with the Hornets. Something happened with Devontae Graham. You see, when he was there, you see these type of things hit the media, and you see this on the court. You feel like what they're doing off the court is what you're seeing, when they're on the sideline or they're out there playing. Now, I want to take a look at Lamelo Ball and him running red lights, him driving very reckless in the city of Charlotte. And this is very significant. If you think back to David Wesley and Bobby Fields, which ended in that fatal accident for, Bobby Fields, very good man, good Charlotte Hornet. That was just an unfortunate thing where he spun out of control, head-on collision. That's crazy. So to see LaMelo driving like this, he probably has no knowledge of that situation. It's a little alarming within the same organization. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to take a look at that, but we're going to look at this video of them laughing. We're going to look at Brandon Miller. We're going to take a look at LaMelo's driving. Let's peep. But they're just all banged up. Not necessarily.
It's total opposite. It's total opposite. When you're in Charlotte, you kind of used to losing. It's kind of your DNA. And it sucks to say that because how much of a competitor I am. But over here, it's just, it's the total opposite. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody it's fine with it.
So I just wanted to highlight those things as far as like some of the culture things that's happening off the court. You see LaMelo Ball's driving, and some people may say that's not a big deal. A lot of NBA players do that, but I just think about Bobby Fields, David Wesley, and I would have thought they would have blocked the road off when these players is coming out of the team parking lot. They would, have some type of traffic direction at the very least after a game, but evidently they don't, man, because you saw where he ran that red light. He crossed in front of all these people, and it was oncoming traffic. So I would hope he would be cautious about that. But that's showing that you just playing with your life. You have no idea of how serious it is out there. It only takes a quick second. So that footage was alarming to me. You heard Scary Terry talk about the culture over there, pretty much confirming it. Now, what we see in that clip, was that indicative of the culture, or was that just something they just happened to capture and we taking it out of context? Because somebody said that Lamelo was laughing at Steve Clifford, and his, his theatrics when he got ejected because he was standing up for his team, and maybe that was something inside they had been talking about with coach or whatever. But at this point, you can't laugh at stuff like that. You got to galvanize the troops behind yourself, because now they're paying you to be not only the star player but the leader of the team, and how far this team goes with the money they've given you is reflective of who you are as a player. So you could get the label of not being a serious star, just pretty much a stat padding guy who has no impact on the game, and you really don't want that, especially at the position that he plays, because he's supposed to make others around him better, and as a result, it elevates the cachet of the team. Now, is this fair to place on LaMelo Ball? Because I remember Scary Terry and those guys used to get on to him a little bit his rookie year. They used to really, challenge him, and he would kind of second guess himself, and they'll tell him when to go. They would get the ball from him, make him go earn it another way, where he don't always just have the ball in his hands and, he gets to dictate everything on the floor. But now you're seeing Gordon Hayward, he wants to kind of be out of there and play for a contending team. Scary Terry's gone, so now who's the veteran? It looks like Brandon Miller is not too thrilled with all of the losing that they're doing, and he's putting up solid numbers, so that's nice to see. But they need to get some veteran leadership in there. I think back to the way that the Houston Rockets was playing. Now, there is no Sengun on this team, but I think about how they went out. They signed a Fred VanVleet. They signed a Jeff Green. And most importantly, they got Ime Udoka as well. But, they brought in a Dylan Brooks. So they really don't need a talent infusion right now. Because you look at Miles Bridges, before all this stuff happened with him, he was going to get the most he could get, money-wise. But now, after the domestic stuff, it really, he really messed his career up a little bit by doing that. He's going to sign with some team next year, but, he really lost some money doing that. But he was, my point is, he was on a star trajectory. He was very close to making an all-star team as a fill-in a couple years ago to all that happened. So they're going to end up losing Miles Bridges. I think that's the worst-kept secret in the NBA. So you're going to have to bring in veteran guys to change this culture of this team. You don't need a talent infusion just yet. You need guys that's going to hold these young guys accountable and show them how to do things in the NBA, because the Hornets is just out there hooping. They just hooping. Like, I'm saying hooping like they hooping at the park. They not trying to, they don't know how to put together a 48-minute game and pace themselves properly, to consistently give you a great 48 minutes. They give it to you in spurts. They go into individualistic basketball, and it's just guys out there hooping. Like I said, it looks like park basketball. So I'm hoping that they turn the corner, man. But do you guys feel like the Charlotte Hornets have a bad culture? I think they do. And I think, Michael Jordan isn't without blame, with as his time as the owner. I really don't think he's without blame. Even though he's not the owner now, we're seeing, what he left behind, kind of, as really the owner. He was one that was really involved in the decision making. That's why I really say him. I think Steve Clifford was the coach at the time, but he wanted Donovan Mitchell, and I think, who did, I can't remember who the Hornets took that year, but obviously the player isn't memorable. And as much as everybody loves Miles Bridges, they drafted Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Don't forget that. The Charlotte Hornets drafted Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and traded him for Miles Bridges. And that's how the Clippers got Shai Gilgeous. So, you think about that with the Hornets, man, and things have to change in the management all the way down to the players. It's just got to flip this thing around. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.